The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. We will, and if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Good morning, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Thank y'all so much for tapping back in to see what I have to say. And with that being said, what are we talking about? We're talking about Quant Network in this one, okay, you guys? Listen, Quant Network is doing some incredible things globally, okay? Just this past month alone, you've had the announcement of the UK tokenized deposits, you've had the announcement of QuantNet, you had the launch of Overledger Fusion, and now doing Innovate Finance, we had Gilbert Verdian sharing the stage with a gentleman from BlackRock, Finality, and several other key players in the financial industry, talking about what? The tokenization of the markets, the actual markets, those markets that Larry Fink was just talking about. Truly understand and see all of these key things that are falling in alignment, and Quant Network seems to be right in the middle of it, facilitating it all, you guys. Follow me on this one, because yes, Quant can tokenize. Truly follow me on this one, okay, you guys? But in his very first video, it's coming from our boy Maximus Crypto. Bro, you rock, okay? He is going over this announcement of the Innovate Finance and all of the key players and Quant Network being there alongside of them. And I will be right back.
The fifth edition of InFin, which is Innovate Finance, and being a force for good for the good forum in London. The panel was titled Capital Markets, The Road to Digitalization. That term in itself, again, over the course of 2023, 2024, you saw Larry Fink mention specifically the want and need moving forward for capital market ecosystem. Gilbert Verdian pointed out, being a senior representative, I should say, or connected to the senior representatives of what you see here from London Stock Exchange, BlackRock, Peel Hunt, which is Peel Hunt Research, and obviously Finality, UK, and Hogan Lovells, which is right here, uniting in driving change, delivering impact, and for clients. It says the road to digitalization, why the UK capital markets are at a make or break moment. Do they literally tag BlackRock as in the Quant Network? The answer is yes, and this was written by Gilbert Verdian. Number one is what you see here from Gilbert Verdian in this quote. He says the digitalization of capital markets isn't just an incremental improvement, it's a fundamental reimagining of how value moves through our financial system. We know that BlackRock is investing about 500 billion pounds here in this announcement. And you have to keep in mind, tech like tokenization, which means basically turning assets into digital tokens, like securitization on steroids, would very well create new ways to trade and invest, similar to how fintech revolutionized everyday banking. This event stresses that digitalization isn't just an upgrade, everybody. It's a total rethink of how money and value flow in finance. Hence the terminology with quant flow and some of these other products that they have. United Kingdom has strong basics. For example, BlackRock's massive bet, but risk falling behind if it doesn't act now on tokenization and regulation. London shot at global dominance in digital assets, but it needs simpler funding paths and public-private harmony. Quant's promotion ties in nicely here because it positions them, as the bridge builder. Overall, it's an optimistic yet wake-up call piece pushing the United Kingdom to grab its fintech edge before it's too late.
Now you guys just heard that. You guys just heard everything coming from Maximus Crypto talking about Quant Network, BlackRock, and this huge step in the UK's future. And a huge part of that is tokenization being done by Quant Network. Okay, you guys, listen, truly see what is being laid out right in front of our faces. Okay, you guys. Now, I want to take you just a blast from the past just a little bit and then bring you a little bit forward just so you guys can see that all of these things are in alignment. So during the process of Project Rosalind, if you're not familiar with what that is, that was when Quant Network, the Bank of England, and the Bank of International Settlements, and several other key players like Amazon, Barclays, MasterCard, the Bank of Canada, did this whole process where they were doing a retail CBDC, okay, which stands for central bank digital currency, if you're not familiar with that. But anyway, during that time, Quant Network revealed a new process, which was real-time tokenization. Okay, you guys, this has been something that they have been working on for quite some time, and that now we're seeing all of these incredible announcements and use cases being built out right in front of our faces. And understand, all of these use cases touch QNT, their token. Okay, you guys, but here we go. From my boy, Common Sense Crypto, bro, you rock. He's going over that real-time tokenization announcement from Quant, and I'm going to throw another little video right in there after that, and I will be right back.
This comes from Greg Lunt, unreleased payments page found on the QNT website. The page outlines what they're calling Quant Real-Time Tokenization, or Quant RTT. This system was invented during Quant's work on Project Rosalind, powered by smart contracts and APIs. Quant RTT enables programmability, bank-branded digital currencies, flexible to run on any blockchain, tokenization of money directly from a bank account, introduction of tokenized money into native marketplaces. More tools, more innovation. QNT is leading the charge into digital. Think about that. Tokenization of money directly from a bank account. And it can run on any blockchain, because QNT is the operating system of blockchain.
In UK and global institutions to enable programmable payments with tokenized and non-tokenized bank deposits, to create a venue for settlement for all forms of digital assets and all forms of money. Quant brings its heritage and expertise in creating DLT-based financial infrastructure for all forms of tokenized digital assets and money to be interoperable. In the project, we're bringing a multitude of solutions and technology. This includes enhanced programmability, which is over and above what we've done before in CBDCs and fit for commercial banks, interoperability across networks and different types of DLTs, the interconnectivity of all of these, and then finally, all of this is orchestrated through our technology and presented through a banking-grade API. We're moving from electronic money to digital, and we're creating the foundation of digital finance. So the RLM project is starting with payments and settlement, but the goal and the vision is to create a common venue, a common platform for all forms of assets, all forms of instruments to settle with digital money. The goal and the future vision is to make this into potentially a new FMI. And that means a regulated entity running all forms of money and assets on the platform.
Now, as you can see, you just saw that real-time tokenization video plus that video from Gilbert literally saying it in the RLN video that they're tokenizing these things. Truly understand and see it's not just Quant and CBDCs. Quant is so much bigger than CBDCs because literally Overledger is that overledger. It is the thing that anything can be built on top of and anything can be connected to anything. I'm not joking. If you look at just the things that Quant Network has built out on top of Overledger, I think one of those first things was Quant Authorize. And if you go dive into my Quant Authorized video, it was like maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. And then you had this whole suite of products that just hit us over the head this year with things like Quant Flow, Quant Pay Scripts, Overledger Fusion, QuantNet, just boom, boom, boom. And I might even be missing one. Truly see that these things have been built out on top of Overledger. So not just does Quant or Overledger Fusion utilize QNT, but so does Overledger. So that's a double whammy of utility being used. So it could be companies that are just tapping directly into Overledger, utilizing QNT, or companies that's using Quant for their services, like a multi-chain roll-up, and then through the multi-chain roll-up that's going through Overledger, both sides are utilizing QNT because that's how the network is being built out. Truly see, for people that say QNT token is just an ERC20 token and it don't do anything, it don't have value, whatever they like to say, foolish, that hasn't done any research, truly understand what QNT is. It is blockchain agnostic. It can survive on any blockchain. It can thrive on any blockchain. And the technology that sits behind it, Overledger, literally can pull out the strengths of every blockchain, delete the weaknesses, and run multi-ledger applications on top of it. Truly understand and see what is being laid out right in front of our faces. And a player like Quant Network is now in the process of not just on public permissioned proof of concepts. Now we're at the point of live environment, real tokenized bank deposits in the UK. And for those who maybe haven't caught that news from that was actually September, the late part of September, from Cybos, I'm gonna just throw a little piece of that in there so you can really see this is happening. And even in that, with the tokenized bank deposits announcement, Quant also said two other things, that they are doing repos for the housing market, and repos meaning like intraday repos, as far as it's a money thing, okay? As far as on the back end after these processes happen. But anyway, but they also are doing literally, you guys, with bonds. So doing the delivery versus payment, literally they're settled with bonds. Understand what Overledger is, and then understand the products that have been built out on top of Overledger by Quant Network. Not to mention that everything else that anybody else in the world can build on top of Overledger, but Quant Network specifically, who has the interconnectedness and they know exactly how Overledger works. Truly see. So then these products that they are building out are going to be top tier. That is the reason why he's sitting on the stage with someone from BlackRock as literally the tokenization of everything is getting ready to take place. Truly see what's happening right now in 2025 and understand how important Quant Network's technology Overledger is to this entire thing, and see the products that Quant Network have built out on top of Overledger are incredible. Okay, you guys, and now you have the largest players in the world, like central banks, and one of the largest asset managers in the world with $11 trillion under management, now sharing the same stage, okay? Talking about these tokenization processes becoming a reality for a country. Truly see what's happening right now, okay, you guys? But here we go. That small little clip of that video, and I will be right back.
From Quant. Quant selected to deliver infrastructure for UK's tokenized sterling deposits. Quant has been selected by the UK's finance and consortium of leading banks to provide technology that underpins the UK's new tokenized sterling deposits, GBTD project, a groundbreaking financial market infrastructure initiative running until mid-2026. Initiative led by UK Finance in collaboration with Barclays, HSBC, Lloyds Banking Group, NatWest, Nationwide, and Santander will test how tokenized commercial bank deposits can improve payments, settlement, and fraud protection across the economy, supporting firms including Quant, EY, and Linklaters. Building on a successful delivery in the first phase of the Regulated Liability Network, RLN, in 2024, Quant will provide a programmable money infrastructure for live transactions of tokenized deposits. This includes advanced programmable programmable payments and interoperability across bank ledgers such as RTGS, faster payments, open banking, and tokenized deposits platform. Tokenized deposits are a digital representation of the sterling commercial bank money. They retain the trust and regulatory protection of conventional deposits while offering programmability, enhanced speed, and stronger fraud protection.
3 transformative use cases will be tested: online marketplace payments, programmable payments designed to reduce fraud and boost confidence between buyers and sellers; remortgaging processes, streamlining property transactions, improving transparency, and mitigating conveyancing fraud; wholesale bond settlement, accelerating clearing and settlement of digital assets through instant delivery versus payment, DVP, with a single pool of liquidity.
Now you guys heard directly from Quant Network talking about the same announcement the same day that the Bank of England also announced, and UK Finance also announced that same exact day. It was a joint press release of Quant Network providing tokenized bank deposits for the UK. And truly see now, Larry Fink talking about the tokenization of all assets and securities. They are the largest asset manager in the world. And now Quant Network is sitting on the stage talking about those markets being tokenized with an individual from BlackRock, Finality, and several other key players in those particular financial market industries. The writings couldn't be no more clearer on the wall, you guys. And at this time in 2025, knowing about Quant Network, knowing about QNT token, and truly seeing the vision of Gilbert Verdian and the team over at Quant, people like Martin Hargraves and Dr. Luke Riley, truly see what is being birthed in front of us in 2025 and truly understand what this means for the realm of distributed ledger technologies when you have a company that has a technology that is now tied to global standards and internet protocols that is now being named publicly or sharing a stage publicly with some of the largest players in the world, you guys. In the world. Like, this is not just, this is like hyperbole. You know, you had Swift have them as a Discover partner literally during Sibos. Now, the very next month, Gilbert Verdian is now sharing a stage with multiple huge players in the financial industry, including the largest asset manager in the world, talking about the tokenization process of the financial markets. Truly understand and see what is being laid out right in front of our face, and understand that Overledger truly is just that, the Overledger that will touch every fabric of the financial market industry, whether that's tokenized deposits, whether that's CBDCs, stable coins, whether that's e-money, whether that is assets, tokenized assets like tokenized securities, tokenized commodities, whatever the case may be. Truly see, even when we get into the realm of art being tokenized, when we get into the realm of anything of value, any type of heirloom being tokenized, your house being tokenized, understand that those things are going to happen on a regulatory compliant process. And this is the reason why hbar is my number 2. Catch my video tomorrow about Quant and hbar. Y'all, this is really happening right now in 2025, okay? But they're going to tap into regulatory compliant processes. This is the reason why Quant going the network of standards and literally crafting their technology behind the standard so that they have a safe regulatory place to do seamless integration in business on every single piece of what money touches financially. Like, y'all have to truly see it's so much more than a CBDC. It's so much more than anything you could possibly think of. And the reason why I said it is because it truly is, it's almost like infinity use cases. Because we're just talking about Quant right now as far as the financial industry. But understand, what is the thing that got the attention of the ISO and put Gilbert Verdian on their radar. That was when he built out the Australians literally healthcare system blockchain. It was an interoperable system that he built out for the complete and utter healthcare system of Australia. So meaning that Overledger will be able to tap into any industry, truly, because now you have a country's entire healthcare system processing interoperably on a blockchain. And truly see what's happening right now, okay, you guys? And that's just another lane to go down, because you have Gilbert's wife, who is Laura Verdian, and literally, you guys, she has an entire healthcare background tied to her as far as her technological, like she's one of the higher ups at Quant as well. Tied to her whole technological background. So like, truly see, y'all, what is truly being laid out right in front of us. Overledger is just that. It is the Overledger, whether people understand it or not, or whether people know it, you know, like I said before, in some like futuristic movie where we see like this big old O for Overledger on this big old screen, and it's controlling everything. Like that movie Enemy of the State with Will Smith. Understand, these things have been built out in real time, and we are now seeing the live birth of it truly happening. And I know some of that stuff I just said was like conspiracy theory in movies, but movies show us our reality. Everything that we've ever seen in movies, one day we finally say, man, that used to be a movie and now it's happening right now. Well, right now it's happening. And most people won't realize it for another 3, 4, 5 years. And if you're watching me right now in 2025, and you tapped in right now in 2025, and you know what QNT token is, and you see what Quant Network is doing, then you sit in a class of people that one day will be called a whole coiner. Because most people will ever only own a fraction of a QNT. And with that being said, you guys, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. I want to thank y'all for tapping in. I know this one was slightly long, and I apologize for that. We've made it all the way through this entire video. Type in RTT, because Quant's real-time tokenization that's shaking up the financial industry and markets right now is incredible. Till the next time, y'all already know. I appreciate y'all. Peace out.